In this video, I'm going to make this audio visualizer using geometry nodes. It's going to be quick and easy, so let's get started. Open up Blender. Change the bottom window to Geometry Nodes Editor. Select the default cube and click New to assign a Geometry Nodes modifier. Delete the group input and replace it with an icosphere. Let's add a dual mesh node to make the surface look like this. Change the subdivision to 2. Add a split edges node to separate the faces from each other, so that we can scale them individually using a Scale Elements node. If we don't use Split Edges node, it will consider the entire geometry. Add an Extrude Mesh node. We'll use an audio file to control the offset scale value. Add another Scale Elements node and plug the top into the selection to scale only the top part to make these spikes. Join it with the previous base shape. The geometry is ready to be animated. Let's add material to this. Create 2 material slots and assign them to both layers using a Set Material node. Go into the Shader workspace, select the material of the spikes, delete the principal BSDF, and add an emission shader. Add a Layer Weight node with a color ramp. It will give some variations according to the angle of view. Change the color of both the handles to something like this. Add another handle if you need it. This looks fine. I'll change the world color to black and make the base material a simple blue emission. Let's get back to the geometry node tree. Now we can plug the audio file to the offset scale of the extrusion, but the result will look boring. So I'll mix it with a noise texture to bring some variation. Make it 40 so that we can animate it with time. Add a driver by entering hash frame, divided by 100 to make it slow. Hit play and see the variation. Now we can mix the audio with this noise by using a Mix RGB node. This value node will be the source of the sound. Go to the first frame and add a keyframe by pressing I. Make sure the value node and the object are selected. Change the bottom window to a graph editor. Select Key and Bake Sound to F-Curve. Select any audio file and load. You can see the waveform of the audio file. To play back the audio in Blender along with the animation, open a video sequencer window and import the same audio file. Now, if we hit play, we can hear the music, and the object responds to the sound. Add a Map Range node and set the output max value to 2 to double the effect. We can change animation styles by changing the mix modes. I'm going to keep it in linear light. I'm adding a transform node and animating the rotation values to add extra movement. We can use this value node, which contains the sound curve, to control almost anything. For example, let's add a mesh line and instance some cubes on the points. We can generate a different visualizer if we plug it into the count. Experiment by yourself to develop some incredible results. See you later with some other Blender tutorials.